Hello there, 7th graders. This is Mr. Kaufman. In this video, I'm going to go over and explain the rubric that we're going to use for the Feudalism daily life cartooning mini project that you're doing with your group. A reminder is, even though this is a group project, you are going to be individually graded. Okay, so each of you is responsible for helping to create the cartoon all together, but when I grade and look for the information and the different aspects, different parts that need to go into it, I'm going to be looking for what role you are responsible for, and I will grade on just that role. For example, if you were in charge of researching serfs and peasants, as I go through and grade the cartoon, I'll be looking for the information about serfs and peasants, and that grade will be assigned to the person assigned to that topic, and so forth for monarchs, nobles, and knights. All right, so here we go. The rubric has 5 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll scroll down in a second to give you a look at that. The first 3, 1, 2, 3 are skills, and then the second 2 are responsibility. Notice that this is all information that was done in your notes, so this is all the information that you did in your previous challenge. All right, so let me go over and explain it in a little more detail. To meet standard for daily life and responsibility, the daily life and responsibilities of your assigned topic, so for example, again, serfs and peasants, need to be clear and present. So they have to be there, but they also have to be clear to the reader. That way they can actually see and read about the responsibilities and daily life of your assigned topic. Now, for exceeding standard, all the stuff from your notes is present and clear to the reader, and notice right, that is bolded right there, right? And you have done some additional information, right? So you've included some facts, some parts of daily life and responsibilities that was not included in the basic reading. So you've gone above and beyond to give us a little more information. Next category is relationships between each social role. To meet standard, right, the relationships between each social role is clearly and thoroughly demonstrated, meaning in one of your cartoon, in one of the frames, you might have a knight and a lord, right? What is the relationship between a knight and a lord, right? What kind of interaction do they have? Who's higher in the social order? What might a knight ask of their lord? What might a lord provide for their knight? And so forth. That needs to be clearly and thoroughly demonstrated. Now again, to exceed standard, you're going in and you're getting some additional research information, right? So maybe there's parts of the relationship between the two that is not included in the basic reading information that you've then researched and included in. So again, you've gone above and beyond. You have additional searched for and found additional information. Next, and your last skills category is vocabulary. So to meet standard, your vocabulary words are present and correctly used. And again, those are the vocabulary words that you have in your reading notes from the previous challenge. Now, in order to exceed, again, you've included and correctly used those vocabulary words, and again, you've come up with additional vocabulary words that you're going to be using in your cartoon. When I go over the sample, I'll give you some examples of vocabulary words that could be used as the extra. But again, you've gone and you've researched extra information on this time period, and you've included that extra information into your project. Now, to approach or to score below standard, you'll notice that essentially you're missing some responsibilities or they're not clear. The relationships, again, are missing or not thoroughly demonstrated in it, or you're missing some of the vocabulary words. All right. Now going down to the responsibility section, we have thoroughness. Again, that your cartoon is all the parts are present. So from the direction sheets, right, all the requirements are present, and right, it's neat. Right, so there's a few mechanical errors. Right, you've clearly taken the time to create this cartoon with, not really any errors in there. Minor spelling errors and stuff are accepted to meet standard. However, they are few and they don't take away from my understanding of it as the reader. Now, in order to exceed for it, again, you've done all that, but you've included the additional information from the skills categories above. Now, finally, your other responsibility is your deadline. To meet standard, right, you met the deadline, or, right, you needed some sort of extension, meaning you couldn't get it done on time, but you've got it pre-approved by me, meaning several days before the due date, right? Not the day of, right? Not just the day before, but a couple days before, you have asked for an extension by me, and you've given me a reason, and I have said yes, I see why you need an extra time. Here's your new due date. Get it done. Now, to exceed standard, right, to get the 5, you've handed it on time, no problems. Now, for meeting or for approaching, or as well as below standard, it means that, again, it's been handed in late and you've not had it pre-approved by me. Right? You showed up on the day it was due and it's not ready. Okay, if it's 1 day late, you'll be scoring it at a 3. If it's more than 1 day, a 2. And we all know school policy, if you're handing it in more than a cycle late for responsibility on this part, you will receive a 1. All right, so that is the overview of the rubric. Again, I have videos now for each of the skills categories where I'm going to use a sample cartoon to really explain what it actually looks like. So I really highly recommend looking at those videos as well before you begin your work. That way you have a strong understanding of what's expected for you to create your cartoons. Good luck.